Hey, healers. I'm Sarah, and welcome back to UnQuiet Healing. I'm speaking today because it's bigger than politics. This is about morals, justice, and being human. I cannot stay quiet when death is turned into a talking point and murder is treated like a score to settle. Charlie Kirk's murder wasn't just another headline. It happened on a college campus. It was a school shooting. Think about that for a second. College students had to watch someone gunned down. Where is our outrage for their mental health? Where are the counselors, the vigils, the conversations about trauma for those kids who will carry the image in their minds for the rest of their lives? And while we're asking questions, when a lawmaker in Minnesota was murdered, why can't most people name her? If your movement is so loud about gun violence and school shootings, where was your rally cry for her? And since I haven't heard someone from the other side naming her, I'll do it for you. Her name was Melissa Hortman. Mother, wife. From what I gather, she was funny and was a force for democracy. I'm looking right here at my notes about her. She was motivated by women's rights, by minorities' rights, described as showing toughness without tension. Melissa Hortman, there you go. I'll name her for you. And her death and her husband's death, I'll name him too. Mark Hortman was horrible and inexcusable. So I ask again, where was your rally cry for her? Where were the memorials that shut down cities? Where was the same energy that you expect from those outraged by Charlie's murder? If you're outraged by gun violence, make people care. Tell me her name. Tell the world her name. Tell me what she stood for. Did she have children? Did she have a family? Did she have a voice? What did she stand for? Because right now I see a dangerous, dangerous double standard. Some people say, well, he supported the Second Amendment. Charlie, that is. Charlie Kirk supported the Second Amendment. So this is his fault. Or others might say, this is karma. That is not justice. That is hate. That is vengeance dressed up as morality. If you justify murder because you disagree with someone's views, you've lost the argument before you even began. Let's be honest about what's happening online and in our feeds. Like, what are we actually saying? What are we actually justifying? Too often, people cherry pick clips, take sound bites out of context, or spread quotes that were never even said. Then those clips get labeled fascist, Nazi, hate monger, anti this, anti that. He is brutal because he said this. Labels are easy. But you know what's hard? Listening is hard. And you know what's even harder? Context. But if we're going to judge a voice, let's judge the whole voice, not the highlight reel compiled by somebody who already hates him. I know people across the political spectrum. I have many friends that are liberals. I have LGBTQ plus members in my family, people that I love, people of color, people in my family that are first generation US citizens, people that come from a long line of immigrants, hard workers, minorities. They're good people. I also know they would never justify murdering someone in front of his wife, his children, and a nation that he loves so deeply and that we should love so deeply. In a healthier political climate, none of us would be hardening into tribes that see violence as an acceptable answer. So instead of comparing tragedies or tallying up political points, let's just call it what the fuck it is: murder, tragedy, assassination, period. This isn't about who had it worse. It's about whether we believe in basic human decency. If you feel unheard, if you think your causes don't get the attention, then speak louder. Do what Charlie did. Spread your voice. Tell your story. Organize. Create vigils. Demand investigations. Don't celebrate a man's death because you think he deserved it or you didn't agree with him. That is not courage. It's flat out cruelty and a direct challenge to those who've been quick to blame conservatives. Show consistency. If you expect us to grieve when you do, then you need to grieve when your people are hurt too. Hold your leaders accountable. Name your victims. Stand up for the students who were traumatized. Stand up for the families who lost someone. If you want selective empathy, don't be surprised when people notice it. What I believe and what I think should matter to all of us is that every life, I said it, every life has dignity. I'm pro-life. That means I believe in protecting life, especially the vulnerable. And yes, that includes standing against political violence, no matter who the victim is. So let's do this differently. Let's demand justice, not revenge. Let's seek truth, not sound bites. Let's hold each other to the same standard we demand of ourselves. If you think someone's ideas are dangerous, speak against those ideas, challenge them, debate them. Don't cheer when a human life was taken. This is more than Charlie Kirk. This is about the direction of our nation and what we're willing to tolerate from one another. If we let murder become an acceptable answer, we've already failed. But we're living in the days where like even Luigi Mangione is a hero. We can do better than that. We must do better than that. If you believe this matters, tell the story. Say the names that need to be said. Demand the kind of justice that you're demanding of others. And I just want to take a moment to pause and remember Charlie Kirk. I still can't even believe that I'm saying those words. It's so bizarre. But I want to take a moment to remember Charlie Kirk. I want to remember how he invited everybody, even those, especially those that hate him, to have a conversation, to talk it out, to share our experiences. How many times in your life have you seen the aftermath of like this assassination? Like, have you seen this same type of thing happen in your real life, like not online? Maybe with family members at the dinner table, family members at the holiday. Maybe you have family members that won't talk to you because you're a liberal or you're a conservative or you're pro-life or you're LGBTQ plus. See, division is what Charlie stood against. He had respectful conversations, regardless if you agreed with him or not. And that's love. I mean, he walked with Christ. He never was disrespectful or used disparaging language towards people. He didn't shame people. As I post things, the amount of hate that's being thrown at me is beyond. I had posted something very simple in a community page like, hey, we all plan on going to Charlie's, debate. in Fort Collins, Colorado on September 18th at 5 o'clock. Charlie's not here, but we are. Let's all show up. Let's spread his voice like wildfire. I was told I was being inappropriate. I was told that I was inbred because I'm white. I was told that I am spewing out hate, that I am a fascist bigot because I want to walk and pray for someone who was so brutally assassinated, brutally murdered. I've watched that video from 3 different angles now, and especially one angle, I cannot get it out of my head. Sorry, I can't get it out of my head. I've watched that video from 3 different angles now, and I cannot get it out of my head. You know, his daughter, his baby girl, was there with her mom and her brother. And when she heard the gunshot, she was scurrying to her dad. Not because she knew he had been hit, but because the noise scared her. And he was her protector. So before you go out there and say, he deserved it, he's just a piece of shit that spewed hate on other people, and because he, backed the Second Amendment, he lives by the sword, dies by the sword, more cherry picking. Before you go and say those things, let's just look at it from a human level. Like, we're all human. Before we are Republicans, conservatives, Christians, atheists, Democrat, liberals, transgender, cis, not cis, non-binary, independent, libertarian. Before we're all those things, we're human. And then next from there, we're American. And you don't have to agree with him or me or like the way I look or the way he looks. You don't have to agree with his way of life or his lifestyle or the fact that I might be pro-life. You don't have to agree, but we should at least be protecting one another. And if we can't protect one another and we lose one of our greats like Charlie Kirk, like a Martin Luther King Jr., like a JFK, then we should be able, as a nation, as a whole, we should be able to sit down and say, what a tragedy. We can at least respect him as the American that he was, as the dad he was, the son, the father, the friend, the voice that he was. Charlie Kirk had a way of framing things that not a lot of people do these days. I mean, even I can throw in the F-bomb. Charlie Kirk kind of kept it cute. He kept it clean. He wasn't making fun of people. He wasn't calling them horrible names. He wasn't cursing people out. He wasn't demanding that people get kicked out of his events. Even a girl that ripped off his hat, he didn't press charges or demand that she leave. No. He said, hey, leave her alone. Let's have a conversation. So who's really spewing hate here? Who's really the one that is, not welcoming of all people, not accepting of all lifestyles? It's okay for us to say that we don't agree with each other's lifestyles without hating each other. Like, not everybody is going to agree with me. Not everybody's a Christian. Not everybody believes in a man and a woman being married. Not everybody believes in being transgender or letting children transition. Not everybody believes, I guess, in being a white, conservative Christian male. Okay, but we are here. Just like this conversation I had with someone from the LGBTQ plus community. I really appreciated what they had to say. They stayed respectful, and I continue to invite them to have a conversation with me on camera. Let's talk about it. But he was saying things like, we're here. This is who we are. We are real. No one's denying that transgender folks aren't real. We do see you. We do hear you. You do deserve to be seen and heard. But so do white Christian men. We live in a society today where people respect a female getting her coins on OnlyFans over a man standing up saying we should want to have traditional marriage and nuclear families and modesty and prudence. That's the world we live in today. And okay, fine. But that doesn't mean you get to murder those with those conservative views and then laugh about it. It's sick. We saw this when people, when there was the attempted assassination on our President Donald Trump. Thank you to our first responders. We all can have a moment and thank our first responders for what they do. I hope you can hear this fire alarm. Anyways, it's hard to find my train of thought, but it's not okay to laugh at someone's death. We saw this with our president. And I guess the closest person to being just as influential or controversial as our president would probably be Charlie Kirk. We also have Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, and my girl, Candace Owens. Well, they're all here and they're all just going to get louder. They were friends with Charlie. They knew Charlie. One of my dear friends, my mentor in sharing my voice, one of her friends, someone she looked up to, her mentor was Charlie Kirk. This is a big deal. This is not okay. And we need to look at humanity. Like everyone wants to talk about the Second Amendment. Don't even blame mental health. We don't need to be talking about mental health. We need to be talking about gun control. Okay, well, looking at these news feeds, stories, comments, the messages I've been getting might help if we look at mental health. Like, only mentally ill people can look at me being white, call me a racist, a fascist, and say I'm inbred and justify it. Like, your comment is racist about me. This is why I keep repeating over these last couple days, all lives matter. All voices matter. And they do. That includes Black voices, liberal voices, queer voices, conservative voices. All voices matter. And Charlie Kirk was included in all those voices. Now, Charlie's voice is only left on recordings, on videos, on social media, on sound bites. I had tickets to go see Charlie Kirk September 18th at 5 o'clock, CSU, Fort Collins, Colorado. Was going to go with my daughter, her boyfriend, a friend. We won't get that opportunity. And just because Charlie isn't here doesn't mean we're not going. We're going. I encourage everybody to spread Charlie's voice like wildfire. Spread it like wildfire, even if you didn't agree with him. You know, I mean, we can all agree that we deserve to be heard. We can all agree that we deserve respect and dignity. I think we can all agree that it's a shame what happened. It's not just a shame. That's not even close to the word for it. It's a tragedy that his murder, his assassination happened in front of his wife and his children. Can't we all agree on that? It's a shame that all these college kids were there for an exciting and informative conversation and they witnessed a murder instead. Can't we all agree on that? So I guess my encouragement to you is to just keep a level of curiosity when you're having these conversations. Keep a level of respect. And if you really want to change someone's view, being a dick about it isn't going to help your cause. And as soon as someone starts calling me an inbred, white, honky, racist piece of shit, my ears kind of turn off. I mean, who would sit and listen to that? I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Keep the conversations open. Keep the curiosity. Keep the respect. If you believe that on top of Charlie Kirk's murder, the tragedy is that he's getting all this attention, which blows my mind. But if that's what you believe, well, then point the finger where it needs to be. I had no intention of turning anything on my podcast to something political ever. I mean, Really, it's about unquiet healing. So it's about, abuse, addiction, trauma, generational trauma, mental health. But how can I not speak on this? I believe our next president will directly come from what happened to Charlie Kirk on September 10th. I do. This has now changed the course of history. This has changed the trajectory, the course, the way things are going to go in our next election. It's going to change the way things are looked at the state level. It's changing conversations in the home and in schools right now. So I couldn't not speak on it. And as I go to share about Charlie's memorial, I'm just being totally abused by people that disagree with me. Their language is like horrendous. I just can't even, I guess I just had to put my voice out there, because how can we not? How can we not? How can we sit and watch what we watch and not say anything? I made a comment the other day on my Facebook about that new buzzword, that selective empathy, and said, let's talk about it. And someone had commented, why do we have to talk about it? Well, I think we have to talk about it because it is what is shaping all of our views, our minds, our conversations. It's going to change the way we vote in the future. This selective empathy, these buzzwords that pop up every time there's a tragedy or there's an agenda or we head into another election year. These buzzwords are just thrown around because they sound real good. They sound smart. But the people are saying and complaining, about selective empathy, are having selective empathy themselves. It blows my mind. The biggest thing was the school shootings and the Second Amendment. Yet Charlie Kirk's murder was a school shooting. I you can't make this shit up. This political climate right now it's a tricky one. We had that murder, that video that everybody has seen. I encourage everyone to go to Megyn Kelly's page, whether you like her or not, whether you even want to listen to her. Put it on mute for all I care. And just watch the video of Irina Zarutska, excuse me if I've mispronounced it. Watch her murder. It's horrific. It's horrendous. Why are we not paying attention to her murder? It's so horrific. It's so horrendous. And is it because the perpetrator was Black and she was white? Where's the selective empathy? How is selective empathy playing out in that case? She was also an immigrant, the minority, the people that everybody is so concerned about right now with ICE deportation. What about her murder by an American man on a bus? She's going to work, she's coming home, and she gets her throat slit, her vocal cord slit to where she can't even scream out for help. And we are hiding this story, hiding the video of her murder. Why? Why? This is horrible. Justice for her. Justice for Melissa Hortman. You see, the media is going to shift all these things. Everyone's going to tell you what you should care about. If you're a minority, you better be a Democrat. If you're a minority, you better say that Charlie Kirk is a fascist and deserved to die. If you're a minority, or in the words of Biden, if you don't vote for me, you ain't Black. Start looking at things from a moral standpoint, right? How does this make you feel? How did it make you feel inside when you saw these horrible videos of Charlie Kirk being gunned down? And if on the inside you thought, yay, or whatever these 6 celebrations are, if you felt that and you thought to celebrate, you might want to look at you. You might want to look into maybe, do I have a mental illness? Seriously, that is not a normal human response. I am so outraged at seeing trying to keep it together. I'm so outraged at seeing him being gunned down and then that man shooting up in the audience to cheer. It's incredible. It's incredible. And regardless of how I feel or have felt about Biden or Kamala Harris or Elizabeth Warren or whoever it might be that disagrees with my thinking, my way of life, what I believe to be true and good, I could never imagine myself cheering or saying they deserved it. That is disgusting. And you better watch what you say and do and how you react, especially when you have children watching. We're teaching them to not give a shit when someone's neck explodes in front of God and everybody. Teachers are out there posting, "Thank God, another fascist down." These are the people that are teaching our children. He wasn't even in political office. It's bizarre. It's insane. So again, like, what are we doing here? What are we actually saying? What I have been seeing is flat out disgusting. And I encourage you to pray on this, to reflect on these things, to meditate on these things. Really, because as we move along in our lives, I mean, when someone brings this up to you tomorrow, what words are you going to choose? What attitude are you going to have? What energy are you going to put off? I know for me, it is not going to be turning hate to the opposing party at all. I'm inviting, I'm asking, I'm begging for respectful conversations. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why you find my beliefs to be hateful. Sit and listen to what I believe and why I believe your beliefs may be misguided or dangerous or unhealthy. I don't know. My goal is to kind of walk like Charlie did. I'm not a fan of blocking people because they disagree with you or you didn't like a post of theirs. Not a fan of that. I keep people with opposing views on my social media on purpose, not to rage bait myself, but to keep my mind and the information that's coming to me, keep that open, because I know I'm not always right. I know that there's been times looking back, I may have saw things for what they really were. I know looking back that there were times where, oof, I didn't have that one right. So I invite these conversations just like Charlie did, and I'll continue to do so. And I hope to bring on this person that I debated with from the LGBTQ plus community, very young person, if I could guess, 20s. I will also be speaking with my daughter on my next episode on video. Excuse me, we will not be on video. We will be doing audio for that. But I think it's important that we listen to young people with conservative views and young people with more liberal views. We have to have these conversations because, like, at my age, right, I was born in 1986. I am 38 years old, almost 40. My son reminds me almost daily. Thank you. I don't see what all the kids are talking about. Like, even though I'm on social media, mainly Facebook, like, I don't see the trends because we all know my algorithm is a bit different than someone who's maybe 18 and in college. So I know that Charlie Kirk really moved a lot of people in that age group, the high school kids, the college kids. So I want to open up that conversation, and I hope you join me for those conversations. If any of this spoke to you, if you disagree with something I'm saying, if you love something I said, let me know. Send a comment, follow me. You can also find my podcast, UnQuiet Healing, on Spotify. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and don't really have the TikTok thing down yet, but eventually I'll get there. Anyways, send me a personal message, a direct message on Facebook. Let's start a conversation. Let's talk about it. And until then, I will be spreading Charlie's voice. Yes. Like, come visit the rally. Like I said, September 18th, CSU campus. There's rumblings that it's going to be in the Flower Garden. 5 p.m. that day, September 18th, CSU campus, Fort Collins, Colorado. If you see me, come say hi. Let's talk. Um, Everyone's welcome. All voices matter. All I ask is that things stay peaceful. There's no need to get violent. No one needs to die. We've already seen enough. We don't need to meet violence with violence at this point. Like, let's call it even and have a conversation. Give each other some love. Pray for each other. That's kind of what Charlie did and what he would want us to do. And even if you didn't agree with Charlie, I think we can all stand behind supporting one another in a very difficult climate and finding ways to find a common ground, a place where we can talk. It doesn't have to get nasty. It doesn't have to be hateful. Bigotry, racism, these hurtful things, all these things can be changed. I mean, we can't stop talking. So please reach out, follow, like, give a listen to UnQuiet Healing. And until next time, healers, I'm Sarah. Take care of yourself, give each other some love, and let's talk about it.